Hi, in this video, I will discuss a new topic in compiler design, bottom-up parsing. It is a new class of parser where the previous video we have seen top-down parsing and different type of top-down parser. Here it is bottom-up parsing, and we will discuss in the subsequent video we will discuss different type of bottom-up parsing. In this video, I will try to discuss the topic bottom-up parsing, the fundamentals related to bottom-up parsing, and how we can do bottom-up parsing. The bottom-up parser is also called a shift-reduce parser, and what is a shift-reduce parser, how the shift-reduce parser is working, etc. Then first topic is what is bottom-up parsing. A bottom-up parser is a parser which will construct a parse tree and will verify the string belongs to the language of a grammar by constructing the parse tree. So the construction will start from leaves of the parse tree and will progress towards the root. It creates a parse tree of the given input string from leaves towards the root. That is why the name comes bottom up. Bottoms of the parse tree contain leaves. So finally it reaches the root, top of the parse tree. So this parse tree construction, the parser find a rightmost derivation, and this rightmost derivation it will produce in a reverse order, and we will discuss what is a rightmost derivation of a grammar with a concrete example. And I already told bottom-up parser is also called shift-reduce parser, and why it is called shift-reduce parser and what is a shift-reduce parser we will discuss. So let us take a concrete example. A G is equal to PTPS is a grammar. So my grammar is, here we know that what is a V. V is a finite set of non-terminals or variables. T is a finite set of terminal symbols. P is a set of productions of the grammar G, and S is the start symbol. Set of productions are E gives E plus T or T. T gives T star F or F. F gives within bracket E or ID. Here our V is E, T and F, and our T, capital T, is terminal sets are plus star left bracket, right bracket and ID. These are the terminal symbols. We know that this grammar is a arithmetic expression grammar and not included all the operator. Few operator plus and star is included. The remaining operator we can include and we can expand this arithmetic expression grammar. Let the language accepted by this grammar is represented by L. So we can say L of G. L of G is the language recognized by the grammar G. For example, W is a string where I will write ID star ID. So we know that this belongs to our language L of G because it's a valid string. ID is a terminal symbol. I have formed a string, a sentence. We can say here a sentence by applying the rules. So it's a valid sentence. So that's why it belongs to L of G. And we can verify whether it is valid or not valid by constructing. So here either we can use leftmost derivation or rightmost derivation. Since we are discussing top-down parser, so I will use rightmost derivation. How we can construct the rightmost derivation? So in rightmost derivation, whichever it is, it will start from start symbol. So E derives T, T derives T star F, and we know that here the rightmost non-terminal is f, so I will expand f t star id, and next rightmost non-terminal is t, so I will expand t by f, and finally I will get id star id. In each step of the derivation, I have replaced non-terminal with a its body of the production. By using a production, I have replaced the rightmost non-terminal. So that is why it is a rightmost derivation. Rightmost derivation. First, E is expanded by T, then T is the rightmost expanded by T star F. Then from this we know that F is the rightmost non-terminal, so F is expanded by using ID. Then rightmost is T, T is expanded by F, F is expanded by ID. So we got the final string. Where here the W is ID star ID. And in this W, we will use W to represent a string consist of only terminal symbols. So that is why it is called a sentence. Except all are called sentential form. For example, F star ID, F star ID is one of the sentential form, the rightmost derivation of this given string W. Sentential form. And another one is, you can say T star ID and T star F, T and E, all are different sentential form of the derivation. And why we call it as a sentential form? Because a sentential form is a string consists of both the terminal symbol as well as non-terminal symbol. But a sentence consists of only symbols from terminal sets. A sentence consists of terminal symbols only from terminal set. Since it is a rightmost derivation, so each sentential form we will call it as a right sentential form. Each one is called as right sentential form. Each one is a right sentential form of the rightmost derivation of the given string W. And we know that A gives alpha is a production. All productions are of this form if it is a context-free grammar. And this is called the head of the production, and this is called the body of the production. And head of the production in a context-free grammar contain only a single non-terminal. Body of the production contain strings formed by using terminals as well as non-terminals. So, or in another way we can say this is the left side of the production and this is the right side of the production. Top-down parser is doing. A top-down parser will construct the parse tree and find the rightmost derivation in the reverse order. That means the top-down parser will start from the given string ID and it find one right sentential form which is just previous of the rightmost derivation of the given string. So we know that the previous right sentential form in the rightmost derivation of the given string is this one. So F star ID. That means what a top-down parser is doing here is, see, ID is the given symbols in the input string. So it identified F gives id is a production and it replaced id by the given string head of the production f. So that is why we got a just a previous right sentential form. Again, from this right sentential form, a top-down parser will find just a previous of its right sentential form. Look at here. What it done in this case is, so it replaced f by t, and yeah, here you know that the production it uses is t gives f. So it identified a substring of the right sentential form. That substring is f, and that f is a right side of a production, and it replaced that substring by the left side of the production. So t star id. The next sentence, again, previous right sentential form is correct. So here in this case the substring it has taken as id, and which is right side of the production, one of the production. Actually we have only one production, f gives id. So this is the right side of a production and replace id by f. So we got just previous right sentential form. Okay, next it identify this is the substring of the right sentential form, and that is a head of a that is the body of a production. The production is t gives t star f. So a top-down parser replace this substring, which is a body of a production, by its head of the production. So t. Then finally t is a body of another production, e gives t. Then this t is replaced by e. So then you will get just a previous of the right sentential form, this one. So finally we will reach as the starting symbol e. So the top-down parser starting with a given input string, and it keep on identifying a substring of that given string, and which is matching with the right side of a production, and it will replace that substring by the left side of that production and producing the just previous right sentential form in the rightmost derivation of that given string. So here initially this is a string, so identify the id as the substring, and which is the body of a production, and replace that id by f. So in order to get the next right sentential form. So from this right sentential form, f is the substring and f is matching with the right side of a production, then that is replaced by t in order to get the next right sentential, just a previous right sentential form. Then here it is identified id as substring, that id matching with the right side of a production, f gives id, then id is replaced by f in order to get the just previous right sentential form. So it will keep on do, finally it reaches the root. If it is possible to reach the root, then that would be the pass tree of the given string, and the parser will tell that the given string belongs to the language of the grammar. This is the process of a top-down parser. So what a top-down parser will do is, from the given string, it identifies a substring which is matching with the right side of a production, and that substring will replace it by the left side of the production in order to get the just previous right sentential form in the rightmost derivation of the given string. So it slowly progress from the input string to the root, that means the start symbol. So when it is successful in this process from the input string to the start symbol, then the pass tree can construct. Finally we can tell the given string belongs to the language of the grammar. Here important in this top-down parser is there are many substring we can identify the right side of the production, but here in this, if you look at here in this example, we can use T as a substring, ID as a substring. Both we can take, but both are not valid. Only ID is the valid one. If you take T as the substring, which is matching with the C1 production is E gives T, and if you are taking and you are replacing T by E, that means you are replacing E star ID, replacing T by E, then we can't reach as the start symbol. Then we can't construct a valid parse tree. That means there exist many substring maybe, and all substrings are not valid. So the important thing in a top-down parser is to identify the substring and valid substring, and upon replacing that valid substring by the head of the production, we will get just a previous right sentential form. So the problem is bottom-up parser is to identify which is the valid substring, and that valid substring usually we will call as handle. And how to define a handle and how to identify a handle, let us see that. A handle of a string is a substring that matches the right side of a production row. A handle of a string is a substring that matches the right side of a production rule. That is very important. So that handle is a substring of a string that matches the right side of a production. And what we can do, we can replace that substring by the left side of the production if we can obtain the just previous right sentential form in the rightmost derivation of that string. If it is not possible, then that is not a valid handle. See, that is the informal definition of the handle. And what is a formal definition of a handle? See, let us see. A handle of a right sentential form, we know that what is a right sentential form. We will denote it as gamma. Usually that right sentential form we can represent by using alpha, beta, W, where alpha and beta are string by using grammar symbol, and W or omega we can say it is a string formed by using terminal symbols. A handle of a right sentential form for gamma is a production rule A gives beta and a position of gamma, where the string beta may be found and replaced by A to produce the previous right sentential form in a rightmost derivation of that gamma. So gamma is the right sentential form. We can denote alpha, beta, omega, and its handle is of the form A gives beta. It's a production plus a position of gamma. Both we have to a production plus the position of that right sentential form. And how we can say it is a handle? Because when we replace this beta by the left side of the production, because we have identified beta as the substring present in the right sentential form. This is the substring, and we are replacing beta by A and replaced by A to produce the previous right sentential form in a rightmost derivation of the gamma. For example, see here we are starting our derivation from start symbol, and we reach as here, assume that this is our gamma. Gamma is of alpha, beta, omega, and we can say that this position is, suppose its position is 5, assume that 5, fifth position right sentential form, we have identified R5, sorry, gamma 5. Then we have identified a production A is beta, where beta is in the right side of this production and which is matching with this substring. And we have replaced this beta by A. So we obtained another right sentential form, and which is just previous of the present. The present one is R5, then just previous is R4. In the rightmost derivation of this R5. Okay, it is a rightmost derivation. So we assume that we started from S and we reached here, and by replacing beta A by beta, we obtain next right sentential form in the rightmost derivation. So this is R4, this is R5, and we know that this is a handle because this beta is matching with this beta, and we replaced beta by A, head of the production, and we obtained just previous of the right sentential form of rightmost derivation of R5. So then this is what formally a handle, position of the right sentential form and the production, where that production body is matching with that substrate. Yeah. Then in a string W, and our purpose is to derive, we start from W and we reach as S. By going through all the way from W to S, each step we will get rightmost right sentential form of W. So rightmost derivation we will start from S. So we will get gamma 1 rightmost derivation, and we will next rightmost derivation if you are applying, you will get R2, gamma 2, then rightmost derivation gamma 3, then etc, etc, etc. Then we will reach as here finally W, because here we are not putting star. So these are the each steps generally. Then by finding each step, we will use some sort of replacement by applying the production rule. So in top-down parser, we will start from W and find the just previous right sentential form and just previous right sentential form and just previous right sentential form. Finally, it reaches root. So by finding the just previous right sentential form, we need to identify handle, and this handle we will replace by using head of the production, and in order to obtain the next just previous right sentential form of the rightmost derivation of the given string. So a handle is identifying and we are replacing that handle is called handle pruning. What is a handle pruning? Handle pruning is a process of identifying the handle and replacing the handle with the head of the production, and in order to obtain the rightmost derivation of the given string. That is called a handle pruning. So what a bottom-up parser or shift-reduce parser will do is, it starts from the given string and keep on identifying the handle and replacing handle by the head of the production, and in order to obtain the just previous right sentential form of the given string, and finally it reaches the root of the parse tree. Then we can see what is a shift reduce parser, why it is called a shift reduce parser. Shift reduce parser, in short we will say SR parser. An SR parser consists of two main operations: shifting operation and the reducing operation. Shifting operation is nothing. It will shift a input symbol from the input buffer into a stack. That is what shifting operation. Reducing operation is, it will identify the substring called handle, and which will appear at the top of the stack, and that handle is replaced by the head of the production, and in order to obtain the just a previous right central form. That is called a reduce operation. So these are the two main operations of shift reduce parser. So in order to doing that two operation, we can reach as the start symbol. So when we starting from the we are starting the derivation from the given string, and finally we reaching root, then the shift reduce parser will tell accept. Accept is nothing but another action of shift reduce parser if it is successful in constructing parse tree. If it is not successful in constructing parse tree, it will tell error. So these are the two other operations. Totally it has 4 actions. Main two actions are shift action, second one is reduce action, and when it is successful, and it will tell accept. When it is error happened, then it will tell yeah, it can't construct. So let us see what is a shift reduce parser and its implementation. A stack implementation of a shift reduce parser. Usually the model consists of an input buffer. Input buffer, we will store our input string ending with $. Okay, here we will store our input string, that input string ending with $. Dollar indicate the end of the input string, and we have a stack in the SR parser, and stack end marker is $. Then an SR passing program, and SR passing program connected to input buffer and the stack top, and this SR parser will give output based on the passing operation. So I already explained what is a shifting operation. It reads the input symbols from the input buffer and it will push onto the stack. That is what shifting operation. And reducing operation is, from the stack it will identify which is the handle. Once it is identified valid handle, then that handle is reduced by using the head of the production, because handle is matching with the right side of the production, and it will replace that right side by the left side of the production. Then we will get a left side, usually it is a non-terminal, so this handle is replaced with a non-terminal. So that is what reduce operation. When the parser, shift reduce parser will tell accept when the input buffer contain only $, and stack contain only $. So what this, stack contain $, and the start symbol. So if this is happened, stack status is finally $, with a start symbol, and input buffer contain only $, symbol, then this parser will tell accept. If this is not happened, then the parser will tell error. This is the SR parser and its stack implementation. It's a general scenario. And let us see one passing operation of a shift reduce parser. Here you can see a stack is there, and an input is there, an action is there, and this action and the stack operations are defined based on this grammar, and this grammar we know that E gives E plus T or T gives T star F or F gives within bracket E or ID, and this is the variable set, this is the terminal set, and this is the language, and we have taken ID star ID as our input string for verifying whether belongs to or not belongs to in performing SR passing action. Yes, so initially the stack is contain only dollar, and input buffer contain ID star ID and ending with a dollar. Okay, so input pointer point to ID. Then what is the action performed by the SR parser? So what it do? It will shift the ID onto the stack. So you will get this content dollar ID, where dollar is bottom, ID is top. So stack top point to ID. Then after shifting ID onto the stack, the input pointer point to the next string. Okay, so if this is the situation, then SR parser will reduce ID by F by using this production, because on stack top ID is identified and ID is a handle, so handle is replaced by the head of the production. So you can see here ID is replaced by F, and input pointer point to the same symbol, it will not advance. So stack top is F, input pointer point to star, again it identified a new handle F, so F is replaced by T by using this production, because F is a handle, right side of a production replaced by T. So you can see here, so F replaced T, stack top is T, input pointer point to the same symbol. Then what it do? So after reaching here in this situation, shift SR parser will shift star onto the stack top. You can see here. So this is the stack status, where stack top point to star, and input pointer point to the next symbol. Again input pointer point to ID, stack top does not contain valid handle, so ID shifted onto the stack, so stack status is this one, and input pointer point to dollar. Look at here, on stack top containing valid handle ID, so that's why ID is replaced by F, because ID is the right side of a production, then replaced by F. So you can see T star F. Yes. Then next is stack top contain this handle T star F, then T star F is replaced by T by using this production. You can see here. Then again stack top contain another handle, so this handle is replaced by head of the production using this production rule, E gives T. Then again stack top contain E, and E is a start symbol, so status is $E, and input pointer point to dollar. Then this is a termination situation, so the stack will terminate with accept. So the SR parser will terminate with accept. So this is the way an SR parser will perform its passing operation, and how and when the SR parser decide to perform shifting operation and when to perform reducing operation, etc. we will see with a specific parser, because that is the major problem in constructing or shift reduce parser or bottom up parser. So we will see those things later, and usually this type of parser will enter into a conflict that when to perform shifting operation and when to perform reducing operation. Look at, there are two conflicts that SR parser may enter. The first conflict is shift reduce conflict. Symbol, this SR parser don't know whether to perform shifting operation or reducing operation for a particular moment. So such a conflict is called a shift reduce conflict. Second conflict is reduce conflict. Yeah, so this conflict is happened because the SR processor identified a valid handle, and that handle is matches with the two production. For example, if beta is a handle and there are two production, so look at here, A gives beta, B gives beta, because both the production right side is beta. So the parser will confuse whether to replace beta by A or beta by B. So this type of confusion or conflict is called a reduce conflict. So these two are the major problem in constructing shift reduce parser in general. So we will address this problem later with a specific example. So thank you for watching this video. So we will come with a new video by explaining specific bottom-up parser. Thank you.